The Nigerian Bar Association Benin Branch Annual Law Week continued with a focus on lectures that bordered on restructuring of the Nigerian state and the feasibility of judiciary's independence in Nigeria. The lectures, which were delivered by seasoned erudite legal luminaries, which included Mazi Afam Osigwe, SAN OFR, as well as the immediate former president, Nigeria Bar Association, and candidates of the Labour Party, Olumide Osaigbovo Akpata, Esquire. The presentations by these resource persons were thought-provoking and insightful to those in attendance. BTV News correspondent brings details of this report.
The day 2 of the annual law week organized by the Benin branch of the Nigerian Bar Association Lion Bar was filled with a lot of intellectual bigwigs in the legal profession in Benin City and Edo State, who include Haniba Uwaifo Esquire, president of the African Bar Association, as chairman of the morning session; O.A. Omonua SAN OFR, former Attorney General Commissioner of Justice Edo State; Mazi Afam Osigwe SAN, the keynote speaker; Chief Igbokwe SAN, Dr. Osagi Obayiwana, Dr. Samson Imoesili, Prince Collins Ogiegban, past chairman NBA Benin, chairman 2024 Law Week Planning Committee, Honorable Barrister Pascal Ugbome. The occasion was also graced by the chairman of the Nigerian Bar Association Benin branch, Nosa Francis Edo Osagi Esquire, and various judges of the High Court, magistrates, senior advocates of Nigeria, and lawyers. In the morning session of the Law Week Day 2, which was first chaired by Mrs. Matilda Otoide Esquire and later by Haniba Uwaifo Esquire, president of the African Bar Association. Mrs. Matilda Otoide, in her remarks, stated that debates for restructuring the nation have been ongoing and gave a brief history of Nigeria, its amalgamation, independence, and urged all that they individually can play a role in the restructuring process.
And we all know that this country has been grappling with the idea of restructuring its political and administrative framework. In 1914, Nigeria amalgamated into a single entity by the British colonial power.
The topic, restructuring of the Nigerian state, a veritable tool for national development, was well discussed by the keynote speaker, Mazi Afam Osigwe SAN, where he highlighted the history of resource control and ceding of powers in Nigeria. He also talked about how a federal system should operate, unlike the Nigerian state, and stressed the need to allow the rule of law to prevail in Nigeria.
A matter such as tertiary education, the federal government can make laws on it. So you have NUC. So if this state wants to set up a university, it must get federal government approval to do so.
Discussants during the interactive section, who include Chief GC Igbokwe SAN, entirely agreed with the keynote speaker on the fact that Nigeria today needs a holistic restructuring for development. Also, Dr. Osagi Obayiwana and Dr. Simon Imoesili on the panel also advocated that corruption can be reduced if restructuring is implemented in Nigeria and push for holistic overhauling of the Nigerian system in all aspects.
One thing I found disturbing is that despite the fact that we are all agreed that Nigeria needs restructuring, we still sit back and see people who agitate for this restructuring individually or collectively. My input is to focus on what is the essence. I know that there is a direct relationship between form and substance. Mutually important. That's why we can completely discard form.
Development is the process of improving the economic, social, political well-being of a person or a nation.
During the afternoon session, the Labour Party gubernatorial candidate and former NBA President Barrister Olumide Osaigbovo Akpata delivered a lecture on the theme, Independence of the Judiciary, How Feasible in Nigerian Political Structure. The lecture by Akpata, along with the discussion session by panelists such as Mrs. Irene Osageduwa, who represented the head of service, Edo State, Prince Collins Ogiegban, and Razak Isen-Alume, emphasized the need for a complete autonomy of the judiciary system in Nigeria, which is feasible through reforms.
Despite the comprehensive legal framework outlined above, the independence of the Nigerian judiciary faces numerous challenges in practice. These challenges stem from the complex interplay institutional factors. Despite constitutional provisions, the judiciary often finds itself at the mercy of the executive branch for its funding. The implementation of financial autonomy, particularly at the state level, has been inconsistent at best.
In fact, in Edo State, for instance, the governor of the administration has just passed the judicial autonomy law. I'm very sure in the next couple of months, as the days and weeks unfold, the implementation will be very quite clear for all to see.
The difference in salary between a chief magistrate, perhaps, and a judge was little. But now the gap is so much. The gap is so much. So the corruption readily can start from that side where you cannot even afford a car.
In an interview with Newsmen, Honorable Barrister Pascal Gbome Esquire, Chairman of the 2024 Law Week Planning Committee, and Hannibal Waifo Esquire, President of the African Bar Association, as well as Barrister Osaitin, a legal practitioner, stated that the Law Week so far has been very insightful with the robust lectures that will spur those in the profession to contribute to nation building.
We had a very wonderful section that just came to an end, and we are getting ready now for the second section. In the second section, the former president of the Nigeria Bar, Olumide Akpata, is presenting the paper has to do with the independence of the judiciary, and everybody is excited about the paper. The previous one was very enlightening. It was presented by somebody who's aspiring to be national president of the NBA, Afam Osigwe, and had to do with true federalism. Very engaging, and everybody was excited participating in and making contributions. It's been a wonderful day, and the conference is going on very well.
The panelists have been wonderful, the guest speakers and every invitees. It's been a wonderful experience, and the lawyers in the Edo State and Nigeria at large have had a very, very knowledge-driven experience.
The country is already damaged enough, so I think, in my opinion, everything should be put in place to start restructuring the country immediately.
The annual Law Week will continue with day 3 of the activities on Wednesday. Best Orator reporting for BTV News.